Hey everybody, what's up? My name is Riz Wanciani. Nice to meet you. Thanks for watching. Welcome to Universal Alpha, where everyone's an alpha. You just don't know it yet. All right. So, coming at you from my house. Uh, Again, like if you're new to this channel, basically I was trying to go on a 30-day non-drinking binge, and I kind of fell down a little in the past few days, but I'm actually kind of relieved, but at the same time, I'm kind of like, oh yeah, shit, this is what beer tastes like. Maybe I wasn't missing so much. So, with that being said, though, what I'd like to do to you is bring to you a beer review. This one, and you're probably thinking, what the fuck, man? You're supposed to quit for 30 days. Yeah, well, sometimes you fall off the boat, but it's just a matter of getting back up. So, how did I get back up? Now, number one, I didn't actually go out and buy a six pack or a case of beer like I normally would. I actually just had a few beers lying around the house from last week, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna have one tonight. I had a few on Saturday. I'm gonna have one today on Monday. It's not that big a deal. It's you falter for a few days and you just get back on the horse, right? So yeah. So the beer I'm bringing to you today, gonna be reviewing today, is called Waterloo Craft Lager. Now I already poured this and I already started drinking it, as you can see here, right? Now what this beer is let's read the label. Since 1984, we've been pouring passion into every batch we brew without exception. Join us in celebration by raising a glass of Waterloo Craft Lager and toasting to our humble beginnings, to Ontario's first craft brewery. Cheers to 35 years. I'd have to say though that this beer tastes like your typical craft beer. It's got the hibiscus, like it's got the hops. It's got, I'd say probably maybe on a 35 IBU scale. Maybe not, like it's got that hint of hoppiness that makes it a sessionable IPA, but it doesn't really have that like total like holy crap, I'm drinking a lot of hops, right? As for the pour, it was nice and smooth, almost like a pilsner. What else? I would say the taste and the smell, not necessarily the greatest beer. Like I thought it would be like amazing, and it actually used to be, but for some reason I'm finding it now. Probably because it stopped for a little while, but I find it now. It's like kind of like I'm tasting a raw sea biscuit or something. You know, like it's got that sea biscuit flavor, right? Sawdust flavor, sawdust sea biscuit. And personally, I'm actually tired of it. You know, so yeah, so I mean, I don't think it's the best beer of all. Another thing though is, okay, now how does this relate to drinking and stopping drinking? I should say. Well, it relates to drinking by the fact that I'm having a beer. It relates to not drinking by the fact that, you know what, I had this beer and I actually realized it tastes like shit, and I probably will never ever get it again, and I probably won't even get another beer after this. And I gotta say that like the stopping drinking for a few weeks, it actually made me realize what I didn't miss about alcohol and what I didn't miss about beer, right? The trick is though now to find that balance of when you want something to drink, but you don't actually want a full beer or something like that, right? You don't want what you're trying to avoid. So with that being said, I'd be like, if I'm gonna stop, like when I go back tomorrow and I go back on the non-drinking phase, it's definitely gonna be tough. But I'm gonna realize to myself that, hey, remember that beer that you had the other day? Yeah, it tastes like crap. So do you really want it? You know? And I mean, there are definitely a lot of good beers out there for sure. Like Shock Top is actually one of my favorite beers. However, it really it can get a little too much to the point where you'll be drinking like 3, 4 and you won't even notice. And the next thing you know, you're like, oh crap, I'm pretty hungover, I'm pretty drunk, right? And that's what you want to avoid. You want to avoid that drunkenness, so you don't humiliate yourself, you don't do something stupid, do something unsafe, like get behind the wheel or something. So I mean, you definitely don't want to fall into that category of being that kind of drinker, right? It's definitely fine, I would say, to enjoy a beer or two here or there, with your food or when you're hanging out with friends and stuff. But I mean, if you can not drink fast and not drink a lot, then I say good on you. You know, and if you're having trouble stopping that, that phase or that momentum, then try and take a week off of beer or whatever poison you're having. You know, replace it with something else. I guess I actually started replacing it with Caesars. I started making virgin Caesars, and I found like the rimmer and everything, and I make a pretty mean Caesar. You know, my wife actually really enjoyed it thoroughly. I make it extra spicy. I'll actually do a recipe on that one day. And I gotta say that was actually very more thirst quenching than a beer. You know, and it was healthier for you as long as you get fresh tomato juice, and it was just tastier. You know, so I mean, yeah, if you're having trouble, switch it to something else. Choice, my first choice when I stopped drinking was Slurpees. I switched to Slurpees for 2 weeks straight. I drank a Slurpee every single day almost, maybe 3 or 4 times a week, and that really got me to the point where I was like, okay, I'm actually drinking a lot of Slurpees, and it really got me like that sugary rush and stuff, and would bring me down, and I didn't like that. But now I've actually gotten over Slurpees, go back to once a week for that, if that. But now I'm like, okay, I need something else to replace the beer with. So what would I replace with? Non-alcoholic beer or a Virgin Caesar, you know? All right, so with that being said, guys, my name is Rizwan Siani, coming at you from Universal Alpha. Sorry, this video is in the back of my kitchen, and I'm kind of like hunched over, but it's just a way of recording videos. All right, so yeah. So anyways, thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Hit the like notification, or like, and hit the bell notification so you get stay tuned for the latest updates and anytime I release a video. And yeah, man, you know, just be that alpha, right? You are one. You just don't know it yet. Take care.